Moreover, low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg, and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 4808-715 or visit us at Warrenville, Cunupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
يا من أتيت فزدت حبنا أسعدتنا وجمعت شملنا أنت هدية من الله لنا بعد انتظارنا لك طول السنة فيك السرور والهنا حمدا لك يا ربنا عيد سعيد. Let's enjoy.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Ronix Premium Quality.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. Of course, as usual, it's a gorgeous Wednesday evening here in Trinidad and Tobago, the whole of the Caribbean, Latin America, the Western Hemisphere, and of course on the other side of the world, you're looking at a peep at Thursday morning happening. And in fact, you know, one of the places that I wish I could visit again, you see Japan, boy? I have been yearning to visit Japan. I visited Japan once. And when I went there, you know, that place is, when you talk about development and when you talk about modernization, it's totally different from Dubai. Of course, it's culturally different. But, you know, one of the things that you should do is, for those of you who can, to really see the other side of the cultural world, make a spin and visit Japan. Of course, this first segment is brought to you courtesy of our good friends of Tile Expression. And remember, Tile Expression, they're located right there in Cunupia, and you can check them out for all your tiles. And remember, you don't have to wait for specials at Tile Expression every day. they have specials on tiles because their normal prices are normally very special anyway. So let's, one of the things that is interesting is that, right, one of the things that is interesting is that I found out that, that today, what happened is that a few pieces of equipment of contractors have been burnt. I mean, in the last few months, we've been hearing about this contractor equipment being burnt and that contractor being burnt. What happened is that one of the things that we are hearing, and it's of course an allegation that, some of these contractors who do work for government is not paying and the employees are not being paid. So the allegation is that some of these contractors, apparently because they are not getting money, in turn, employees are not getting money, and of course, some employees, 2-3 months down the road, they have not been paid. And that is a story by itself, but you hear so many things about this whole contractors fraternity. There are those who uphold the rule of law, and then there are those who, well, is our next story. All right, so let's go again. Let's start the ball rolling and let's start the shift, of course. Social Development Ministry promotes its grants and services across Trinidad and Tobago. The Social Development Ministry was the same one embroiled in hundreds of thousands of documents, which had a set of bacchanal in it. And the minister was kept in a position. Everybody remained in that position. And all of a sudden now, they are going out there to promote. You know why they're going out to promote? You know why? Election. That's correct. You have hit the ball on the head, jackpot. All of a sudden, the ministry is going out to promote because the election is around the corner. You know that and I know that. So, what I'm going to tell you, you will see the roads getting paved, you're going to see drains getting fixed. And of course, those people, this election, here what's happening. I'm making sure I'm helping PLM losses. Let's go to the other slide, guys. Construction has finally started on what is expected to be a multi-billion-dollar project that will transform 70 acres of Invaders Bay and the western part of Port of Spain. The project that has been marred by controversy is expected to see significant development on the waterfront and link Movie Town to Cocorit via a boardwalk. There is also expected to be a major hotel, high-value housing, businesses, shops, and entertainment. Describing the move as positive for the economy, UDECOT's chairman, blah, 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 blah. Now, here what's happening, come back to me. This project, and this is why Trinidad is in a mess. Let me tell you why. This project was estimated to cost about $5 billion in 2014. In 2014 to 2019, we almost had a doubling up of construction material. You talk about, as the dollar edged a little higher against the, went lower against the US, things started to lose value. So what happened is that things that would have cost $5 billion in 2014, you were looking at $8 or $9 billion in 2019. Then with COVID coming around now, everything that was $10 million in 2019 is now $20 million in 2022. We're talking about construction material double. You're talking about food prices, etc. double. But this is construction that we're talking about. So we want to stick to that theme, the construction. So we are looking at this project costing in excess of $18 to $20 billion. All you hear me? And all you sit down there and all you relaxing all yourself and all you have all a cup of coffee and all you sing and all you having a little cookie and all you this and that and all you relaxing because this does not affect you. Well, here what happening now. This is going to come out of my tax dollars and your tax dollars, and we are going to pay loans to get deeper down in the gutter, go deeper down in the drain to pay back for this. And why is this necessary now? Ask yourself that question. Everything else in the country falling apart, and all of a sudden, UDECOT decides that this $15 to $20 billion project is of utmost importance. Something is wrong. Something is wrong, something is wrong, and this project should be stopped and halted immediately. Same thing. Because we don't need it now. We do not need this project now. This project would not serve 99% of the population. Who is going to serve? You hear who property is going to connect? Chin and them. Chin done talking and telling people to go Guyana. So what are you trying to do? Get Chin to come back down to Trinidad or what? For me, this is worrying because we have an oncology center there. That oncology center started. It stopped. It started. It stopped. Big banner going up there a year or two ago. All of a sudden, the banner rotten down. The big billboard rotten down. Contractors started. Steel started to go up concrete. Now the whole place is overrun with grass. Because you know why? Because you see, this government know that it have a bunch of donkey, even though they have cancer, even though they cannot take care of their health, even though they cannot buy food, on election day, they are going to vote for the PNM and put them back, right back there, because they just plainly that stupid. That is the reality of it. You can't get cancer treatment. Everything falling apart. And I don't care what nobody say. There is nothing that functions in this country properly except for people who dotish. I make no apologies for that. Because the people who decide that this government doing well, either they getting a little kakada on here, either they getting their food card, either they are paying no rent from HSC, they get benefits. Either their whole family work in CPEP. And CPEP was a make-to-work program. Today, while passing through Mount Boy, I get vex. I get real vex. But let me just welcome Neil Schultz to this segment. And remember, you can get all your European parts from them brand new. Whether it is mechanical, electrical, Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, you name it, you can contact them 680-0734. While passing through Mount Hope today, and even though these people work well, I see about 40 or 50 people cutting grass. I see some of them sit, they break up into batches. I see about 5 of them by the waka holding up that screen. I see about 8 of them sit down under a tree. And then going down the road, 5 of them cutting again and about 6 of them sit down under a tree. The money we spent to put those 40, 50 people outside there, we could have had a tractor, and in half day time, the tractor cut out that whole thing and cost we about 10% of the money, or less. But you see, in Trinidad, giving 50 people walk through CPEP is our way of guaranteeing votes. And we use that votes time and time again, and it continues to happen. We have seen it back and forth that if you don't go and support a certain party for this period and that period, you will lose your work. And they threaten the contractors. Even though you have imams who are contractors in CPEP now. You know that, ain't? Yeah, imagine that. They have enough, Poor people cannot get contracts in CPEP. And you have imams who have contracts in CPEP now. Because why? Well, I got to tell you, greed is a hell of a thing, boy. So here what's happening now. Let us analyze this thing correctly. Coming back with this whole Invaders Bay project. If you ask anybody, how this project will benefit them, they will tell you, you know what? Well, it's a place you could go online. It will make the country look better. How the hell does that affect you? How does it benefit you? And I continue to say that 99% of the people will not benefit from this project. And this is a project we need to stop. This is a project we need to march against. This is a project we have to say no, because in this country, there is nothing costing millions of dollars anymore. We have a $1.2 billion airport in Tobago terminal that nobody wants except fools. We have a hospital block costing over $1 billion. Everything in this country is over $1 billion. Nothing is $1 million anymore. Nothing. And we taking the jam, sitting down, and saying more bread. Let's go again, guys. Oh, God. 6 years after the Northeastern Regional Multipurpose Sport Facility in Sangre Grande was officially opened, imagine that. 6 years after it opened, work is still being done to get it up to scratch. The facility which was estimated to cost around $70 million. Imagine, look at that facility. Look at the size of that thing. And you telling me that we spent $70 million. But here the hardest now was funded from a $1.8 billion loan. What did we do with the rest of that loan from Exim Bank of China? Right? Let's go back to that. The multi-million-dollar indoor complex was expected to be used for basketball, blah, 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 martial arts and gymnastics. But it was closed soon after opening, after officials noticed problems with the quality of the flooring. Newsday understands that the material used for the floor began to lift because of the heat. Imagine that. This is the I tell you, it's donkey, you know, boy. The management soon decided to close it as it was deemed a safety hazard. Concerns were raised with the contractor, Shanghai Construction, about the defects, but the issue was never addressed. Come back to me. You see, and this is what I tell earlier. In this country, we have to be, we have to have the most set of chupides per capita. Here it is. A contractor does a contract on a project given to them by government. The floor is not good. Nobody, I have not heard anybody holding Shanghai responsible and telling them, if you don't fix that, we're taking you to court. Did anybody do that? Did UDCOT? I don't know if UDCOT was involved in this. The Ministry of Works, the engineers, did anybody tell Shanghai, here what happening now? If all you're going down that road, we taking out to court to collect back we money. Or we holding back all the money. Anybody? Are still waiting? Let's go again to that same slide, guys. Oh, God. From the beginning, there was a problem. Sport company chairman Douglas Camacho told Newsday in a 2018 interview. He said a new contractor has been identified and renovations are being done in 3 phases. Upgrade of the outdoor field, lighting, and the indoor court. I thought we spent about $70 million. So where the lighting gone? And we only had a problem with the flooring. How come we need to go and look after the lighting and the outdoor field now? So the outdoor field was not being maintained. He was unable to give a cost for renovation. As usual. As usual. As usual. And we tolerating this dotishness. Let's go again, guys. Now, this is a ruling recently by Justice Rahim. And the reason I posted this up is because I want to ask some questions. Right? And I've leave out the contractor. But I just want to ask some questions. Right? Oh, there we go. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. I forgot to take out one piece of it and I saw it. Right? But the question is, right? Let's forget that contractor. Right? Let's put aside that contractor. Let's ask a general question. When people are taken before the courts and the courts have found X, Y, and Z, like for example, if there was collusion between this one and that one and all the other, right? How come it is these same people end up getting contracts to do other work as well? I am asking the question. Is it that what the court said is ignored, or what the court said is thrown away, or what the court said is it makes no sense at all? Tell me if something is not wrong here. When the court can decide that they have found collusion between a state entity and a contractor. And yet it is that contractor or whatever contractor is being given contracts to do other work as well. I am asking questions, awaiting the answers. Let's welcome Berberine, of course, from Aja or Aha. Normally I know they pronounce the J as a H, right? Aha or Aja. Aha? Could be. Right? Of course, berberine, it reduces blood sugar, increases insulin sensitivity, promotes insulin production, regulates your metabolism, etc., etc. And of course, it's distributed by Civic Distributors. Their number is on the screen, and it's available at pharmacies nationwide. Let's go again to the other slide, guys. Oh. Now, this, pause that right there. There is a reason. This letter was dropped into my mailbox this week. Complaint of February the 10th. Listen carefully. 2017, made by Indira Clarence Ragunanan to the Police Complaints Authority. Recommendation for consideration to be given to the institution of criminal and disciplinary proceedings. Now, listen carefully, Moody. I refer to the matter at caption and to the PCA's response of March 13, 2017, in which you were informed that your matter was within its investigative remit. Hold up right there, guys. In other words, the PCA is writing Ms. Ragunanan, telling her that the matter that she put out for them to investigate, they're referring the letter ending to her, referring that, okay, we have checked out the matter, etc., etc. Let's go back to that. The PCA has conducted its investigation into your allegation that the sum of $11,000 was removed from your vehicle on February the 9th, 2017. I have assessed all of the information gathered and have formed the opinion that the criminal offense of misbehavior in public office and the disciplinary offense of discreditable conduct may have occurred. In these circumstances, a recommendation has been made to the office, 1, the Director of Public Prosecution, for consideration to be given to the institution of criminal charges against Superintendent Smith for misbehavior in public office. To the Commissioner of Police for consideration to be given to the institution of disciplinary action against Superintendent Smith for the breach of police service regulations, so a 152A for discreditable conduct. And this letter, go to the top of that letter. That letter was written to Ms. Ragunanan since August the 9th, 2021. You hear anything about this? I wrote the PCA, and I found out that here was happening. Come back to me, guys. I hear that this thing on ice, and I want to know why. Not because of the PCA. I want to find out what the DPP, because this is since August. To set up Inshan Ishmael on a gun charge, they move with haste. So I want to see what is going on with this now. I am waiting. Mr. DPP, I am waiting. Mr. Jacob, Commissioner, wake up from your slumber. I want to see, because I was informed that the PCA contacted you on this matter this week. And we are hearing nothing take place as yet. So, Mr. Jacob, we will be finding out what's going on. I want to find out. But let's go again. Let's pause a little bit. Let's kind of segue, because that is a story by itself. I want to find out something. Asim, just now, right, here we go. Asim, I'm giving you something here. Right, Asim, I'm sending you a number now, right? I want you to call that number. Right, let me just send it to you now. Right, just send you the number, Asim. Okay, I'm hoping that you read it. Right, good, here we go. Right, call that number now for me. Right, so I want to call that number. Right. right? All right, you could hang it up there, guys. All right. Let me see if I could get, if I have another number here that, right. Asim, I'm sending you a photo here, right? I want you to load that up for me one time for me, please, because this is something I want to look at, and right, I'm sending it to you now. Let me know when you have it and when you're ready to load it up. Right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Right. Good. So let's, color like a jumping boy. Right, here we go. Right, so let's go to the other slide while I'm waiting for that to upload. Senior officer charged with misbehavior in public office. And what did he do? What did he do? Let me read what, in fact, here what happened now. He was to be charged with 1 count of misbehavior in public office, to with knowingly entering false and misleading information on an application issued by the Ministry of Works. That is what he do. This is what he do. This is what this senior officer, he was put on 200,000 bail because he knowingly put false information. That is the allegation. It have senior officers setting up people in Trinidad and Tobago with gun charge. And all, you hear nothing about that. You hear allegations that officers, senior officers, thief money from people. Documents gone to the DPP. Documents gone to Jacob. You ain't hearing nothing about that. You're seeing a man's face printed on no sheet. Nowhere, no police station. Convenience, and right. Put up that pic for me. I would like to find out something. Who is the idiot at Airports Authority that decided that they will put Starbucks in the middle of the atrium? This is the area when people have their large groups. This is the area where people gather, correct? This is where families come together. This is where, you know what happens? Come back to me, guys. When people going out for Hajj and hundreds of people going out for Hajj, this is where all of them just come. And some idiot, and I contacted him, I was now trying to contact him on the phone here, Mr. Alcazar, right? Number one, how did Starbucks get that spot? Were other people given that opportunity? Was it a public thing where Brilliant and others were offered the opportunity to, to organize and say, well, we wanted to and see which company will be on top? But no, nothing like that was done, as far as I'm aware. Because as far as I'm aware, nothing was put out in terms of tendering because to get a spot like that, especially where you could not have put one, and they made a spot, something going on, and I would like to know what. Right? So, Mr. Airports Authority, I want to know how come they get that spot. Let me just welcome Ali's Motor Spares, and here what happening. Ali's actually have fabric softener, laundry detergent, and dishwashing liquid. Number one, their laundry detergent is up to international standards, like every one of their other products. But let me tell you the difference. The difference is price. And then the second thing is that you could actually contact them and you could purchase wholesale as well. So you see that number on the screen for those of you who have your laundromats, for those of you who have your restaurants, etc. You could purchase their dishwashing liquid bulk and talk about suds when you're using it. You understand? When you start to wash wares and things with that, you might get caught up in the suds because the amount of suds you just get from it and the quality, like I said, and plus it's soft on your hands as well for people like me now who don't do much hard work. All right, so let's go again, guys. Right, forget that one. We're done with that one. Right. Give me back that one, but you could zoom out a little bit. Right. According to Jacob, the police service holds firmly to the rule of law. Lie. Acting Commissioner of Police, Commissioner McDonald Jacob, reinforced this point on Saturday in reference to an Assistant Commissioner of Police being charged with 2 offenses of misbehavior in public office. How about the senior ASP boss man? Let's go again. In a statement Saturday, the police said so and so, blah, 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 blah. Prague, who was released now, in a brief comment, this is the part I wanted. In a brief comment on this matter, Jacob said, we adhere to the rule of law and we take into consideration of innocent until people are charged. Did you do that in Diego Martin, Jacob? When the police officer was shot and the young man was being targeted, or did you decide to run your mouth and bump your gum before anybody was caught? Who was pronouncing guilt then, Jacob? I hope that man sue you. I hope he sue. I hope he sue from the commissioner. Go right up. Let's go again, guys. You know where's the other? This is 5 reports this man make at Cunupia Station, who lives at Ramsaran Street in Bukal, who made several complaints to the Cunupia police over the past 2 years about noise, about neighbors who just gone like donkeys, a set of Venezuelans who just play music loud, 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 and misbehave, and they can't get no peace. Well, here what happening now. Come back to me. If my neighbors, because I have a son who is studying, I have a daughter-in-law who is studying, and both of them doing sciences, and both of them looking to go and do medicine. So if here what happening now, if they can't study, then I'm making sure that your family ain't getting no peace either. You see, you on the ground floor, I am up on the 3rd floor. So what I will do, I will buy about 6, you know them long time mic with the big horn. And what I can do 3 o'clock in the morning when all are sleeping, I can raise the volume and rock all your whole house. Or better yet, I can play feedback. You ever hear that song called feedback? You know when the microphone too close to the speaker, I play in feedback for about half an hour. Or better yet, the team from Purge. Because you know what? I keep telling people, if you live in an area and all you want all your children to be rum suckers and drunks and idiots, that is all your right. If all you want all your children to grow up to be stupid, that is all your right. But it is also the person who want their children to be something in life. And it is their right also. You understand? So, as I said before, in Bamboo, we used to have real noise and dotations, but now things calm down because people begin to have a little more common sense. And not only that, the dotish one half of them go up and dead. So the fact is that hopefully the children have more sense now. Nobody is saying you have your little birthday party and you play a little music and you can fix up, you know. But when you want to shake up the whole village, partner, here what's happening. I know how to answer back. We'll get about 6 car alarm and hook it up on my wall and enjoy myself. Let's go again, guys. Now, this is interesting. Remember the Coast Guard, right? This is the thing with the Coast Guard where the boat had actually gone under and it was the plug. They didn't put in back the plug and it cost them $120-something thousand to pull that back up and to fix it back and do what they have to do. But go to the bottom of that. Right? You know what is interesting? The Coast Guard did its own investigation and the officers were found guilty of negligence. And officers will have to pay $28,000. One of them will pay what? $28,014 days pay. Another one, $28,014 days detention. And the last of them, $14,014 days detention. So imagine the Coast Guard have the capacity to discipline its officers, but the TTPS could have crook, bandit, smart man, old thief, dog thief, gun runner. Now, the video that I'm about to show you, I know many of you will get upset over this video. Some of you might become vexed and angry just by the very sight of this man, because by the sight of this man, I just become nauseous. That is me, and that is my personal feeling. But I just wanted to hear him talk about the Coast Guard issue. Go ahead, guys.
According to information received from the...
That is about as much as I could take with you. I really am. Whew. Jeez. You know, that video is 5 minutes long, and after 1 second, breads, that is enough, breads. Enough of that. Let me do him play that video. Because Heinz could take care of happening. If you ask Heinz what time it is, Heinz will tell you, well, you know, as I raise the left arm here, I notice that, you know, my Seiko watch, which I bought, by the way, at Genora's when they had sale. And I remember before I bought this watch, that my wife had bought a watch before that, but it was from a different location. And Heinz will go on for 15 minutes just to tell you the time. And it is the same thing he did with that video, where he will go on and on. In fact, it was something I believe in Canada, and the woman tell him, well, here what happening. Basically, just shut your mouth and relax yourself now, boy. Just say we have to say now. Right, so let's go again, guys. Pause. Now, I just want people to know. Pause up. Now, I just want to say that some people bought Ronex tools recently. Now, Ronex tools, if all you use the Ronex tools to do this, as good as it is, all you're not supposed to be doing things like this. Ronex tools are capable of doing this and more, but all you shouldn't be using it if all you use it for this. I just letting all you know. Legal things only. Now, check this out now, man. All you tell me is, imagine a man here use a chisel and hammer the breads. That is jackhammer. That is a low jackhammer. And you in a bank using jackhammer, that jackhammer will not make a song only in the bank. That will be external as well. So you will be hearing noise like crazy and nobody. But what is interesting, what went on with our bank alarm system? Yeah, but that looking like it's Ocean 14, boy. But what is even more frightening, you know, is more frightening? Where the bank is located. The bank, that is the Vancouver police station located at the bottom of the screen. And over the road is Republic Bank. So they're thieving cable in front of the police. They're robbing bank in front of the police. They're robbing people in front of the police station. I don't know what really going on in this place, you know. This is absolute madness. This is craziness. Why? How could we, everything in this country falling apart, you know? I saw a video today with a man who lost his vehicle, and the man going down on his knees crying. But if you see this was sent to me. The man crying, maybe about 50 or 60 years around there. And the man talking about, boy, he lost his job. He took a loan in the bank to buy the car for his daughter. Right? To buy the car for his daughter. Now, this was sent privately to me. And when I saw that video, I tell myself, boy, this is where we reach. We're over $900 million in cars stolen, and it don't bother nobody. You come and pull out in front, you get somebody thief your car, nobody care. Nobody care again. So when you see this man now, who have to go and continue to pay a loan on something that don't exist, only because he does not want his daughter to end up like Andrea Barrett and others. That is the sacrifice that parents make. That is the sacrifice that parents take. So that things like this, you know, we could avoid. But what I'm going to tell you, such is life. You know, really ridiculous. Let's go again, guys. Dr. Kid Rowley, natural gas well placed to push economy. Now, this is Dr. Rowley, but let us see what the world has to say. The world has to say, Reuters have to say that Trinidad and Tobago actually doing nothing when it comes to natural gas. In fact, we have fallen behind. While the rest of the world, Peru and others going forward, we have gone backward. So Rowley saying one thing, the people who monitor these things saying something else. So he living in his own little utopia. He living in his own little world. God knows what you call it, La La Land or whatever. And we, the inhabitants of La La Land, just sitting by idly and watching everything fall apart. Let's go again, guys. Right. In LATAM, Peru streaks ahead in LNG race to Europe as Trinidad stumbles. And this is on Reuters. International news. So international news is saying, come back to me, that Trinidad and Tobago is stumbling. Trinidad and Tobago lagging behind. Trinidad and Tobago is a big failure when it comes to LNG. But Dr. Rowley is saying that is the future. Not under him. Not under him for sure. And you see these public servants who protested for the 2%, always a bunch of jokers. Always should have hit it one whole week. One whole week of protest. You can imagine one whole week of protest, Moody? Eh? It shut down everything. But you see, because all you have some of these union leaders who too lazy and they could only come out for 24 hours or one day, all you need to start changing all the union leaders. Anyway, let me just welcome Gate Automation Company Limited to this segment. And of course, Gate Automation Company Limited is located at 93 McBean Road in Couva. And you can contact them on 270-9858 or 290-2311. And remember, they carry the internationally renowned motor called Tau, which I use myself. And I have not had one day of problems. They also carry runner and they carry slide gates, roll-up gates, you name it, and of course safety barriers as well. And you can check them out now. Runner is a German brand, huh? And you know with German brands, you're talking about good things. All right, so guys, let's go back again. That's it. Oh, you know what is interesting? And somebody sent me this, and this is so factual in relation to what took place in the US. If it's a Hispanic, only build the wall. Don't let them come back at all. If it's an Arab, ban Muslims from all country. If it's a black, they are terrorists. Well, the Muslims, that would apply to Muslims too. But if the person is white, we need to ask ourselves how we as a society failing these poor, troubled young men. What kinds of movies and video games and music are we making? And that is a fact. 27 incidents. Come back to me. 27 incidents which took place. Every single one of them. Domestic terrorism. And everybody's still quiet. Everybody's still calm and collective. And I said it before. As a Muslim, we have seen, the brunt of it. And especially India now. India is getting worse. India is like, I don't know. India is turning into the pits of hell right now with the leadership that it have under that sicko, that madman, that ranting racist called Modi. At the end of the day, he's leading India down a road that India never went because of the fundamentalist clowns that it have there now. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. Remember, Breaking Barriers is shown every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9:30. And of course, if you want to get your product onto Breaking Barriers, that is difficult because right now we have in fact, we have no space on our backgrounds, but we could get you on during the break with the regular ads, all right? And our viewership, this is one of the highest viewed programs on a Wednesday night, so therefore you get a lot of mileage, and plus we have a lot of people who watch this program who are well off. There's plenty rich people, plenty poor people, plenty judges, doctors, lawyers. Hey, wait, talk about judges. I would like to make an appeal today. I don't know if this is legally allowed. I don't know if what I'm saying here will create a problem. And if it does, I apologize. But there was a matter that I had with Magistrate Rajendra Rambachan. And ever since that, I've been so impressed with this man and the way he handles himself. And every case involving this man, I have been reading it and I have been analyzing it. And I asked an attorney the other day, how come it is this man is not a judge, boy? He's still a magistrate. Because the man is so brilliant. So for those people who make the decisions, who are judges and who are not, I mean, I am nobody, but I think that this man called Rajendra Rambachan would make a fantastic, a brilliant judge. Somebody that we need, and somebody that we need especially in that type of position up there. All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
Introducing Berberine Plus by Aja Nutrition, a unique combination of all-natural super supplements berberine, bitter melon, and barnaba leaf. Berberine Plus is clinically proven to provide diabetic support by decreasing insulin resistance, making the blood sugar-lowering hormone insulin more effective, increasing glycolysis, helping the body break down sugars inside cells, decreasing sugar production in the liver, slowing the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut. Available in TNT pharmacies nationwide.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
Ronix Premium Quality.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVRF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back. And let me just welcome Ken Boringer to this segment. And of course, I don't have to repeat. With Ken Boringer, you get quality products, internationally renowned products, and of course, all their products are halal. And talking about halal, let me just deal with a little issue involving a chef, right? Chef Jason Peru. You know, a gentleman did a video talking about where you can get halal food in, or so, well, I've been told this is how the story goes. Where you can get halal food, and of course, he was talking about Lee's in El Socorro. Well, of course, I mean, I respect the man for talking about Lee's, but maybe it is he never come down to Baraka Grounds and get some good food. But anyway, that being said, what happened is that the gentleman started to talk about halal food and this and that, and up jumps Chef Jason Peru on demand blog and saying what pork is life. So people told him, well, boy, you know, you're real disrespectful because one is that the man is a Muslim, and one is that you come up and you go talk about, you know, pork is life and this and that. And then after Mr. Peru started to insult people and this and that and denigrate, and people started to correct him because he has a habit of doing that dotishness. What happened is that he ended up posting up a video with him cutting up pork too. So, I mean, after talking dotishness, he went and did that with the video to, you know, bring more insult to injury. So what happened is that when I was told about this, I contacted the head, one of the headmen, our chief, and I told him because what happened is that he is one of the persons, influencers involved in Chief. And when I told Chief about it, and I showed them screenshots and all that, within minutes, Chief Brand Products made a decision to remove him one time. And I would like to thank Chief Brand Products for that fantastic move. Well done, Chief. But not only that, I contacted senior people at Optometrist today, and when they saw what was going on, they did a segment with him and Dija Rambajan and all that. And what happened is that they contacted Dija, and of course, they advised their social media people to remove all the videos. So I would like to commend them because I've always said, you know, we live in a country where this type of dotishness should not be tolerated. And, you know, here what's happening. If you want to go and do that dotishness, there are other parts of the world you could go. But Trinidad and Tobago, we have a melting pot of all different cultures here. And if you have a problem, blaze trail. Gone from here. And that is the best I can tell you. All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to open up our phone lines a bit early just to hear what you have to say because, you know, it's so many different things we can discuss and we have discussed. So remember when you call in, turn down the volume on your television, please. School is open back, and you know how it is these days. All right, so let's remember when you call in, as I said before, turn down the volume on your television, please. Something I was supposed to discuss and I completely forgot. My brain like a strainer right now. So yeah, somebody was telling me that they endorsed what I said with Rajendra Rambachan, the magistrate, and of course, like I said before, he's, you know, I respect him tremendously. Let's go to our lines. Hello.
Inshallah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
You see that video where it started the show and you show about 4 or 5 seconds, right? It's the best thing you've done for your program tonight. And I want to ask you to avoid showing this man on TV now. It just according to you, it's just nauseating. In the same way too, there's a member of parliament on the opposition bench, Rudy Narsingh. Don't show him and don't let him talk on your program now, please. Them two human beings, I can't tolerate them at all. This matter with your case last week that was finished, I want you to be that every week. I want the people in authority to take steps to right the injustices that have been done in this country. I want you to beat it every week. They have to act.
No, but what happens is this is why I brought up this letter now with the PCA and involving Smith, where the allegation involving $11,000, and this was referred to the commissioner's office and it was referred to the DPP, and that is since August last year. So
well, I want you to beat this issue on your program every Wednesday night. The people in authority who's supposed to act, they have to act. Thank you ever so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. And you're absolutely right, because what happens is that it's, and let me just talk about one thing. I don't know who opened up a bar, alignment spot or whatever. I don't know what you call it, but normally you see two things, Moody. This is right by Warner Village there. When you, by the walkover, there's a bar there by Stocko, California Stocko. People are complaining that the buildings, people are peeing on their building. People passing with their children to go home, and man peeing by the roadside with their chocolocs outside. Not only that, a man came out of there and almost ran into a vehicle in front of me, and going down the road, this man looking like he was pissing drunk. So right off the highway, we have people who are intoxicated and coming off onto the highway. So I don't know. People, you know where's it starting? People just opening up bars all over this country and encouraging a sort of drunk and dotish behavior. And what I really am pissed about, where are the mothers, the wives, and the families of these men who are outside there, but they don't have a life? On a Monday and Tuesday, you outside there drinking your belly full. I mean, what type of family life is that? Anyway, that is all your business, yes? Do all you want. Let's go to our lines. Hello?
Yeah, John, good night.
Good night.
And John, I have 3 quick points there. Right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, listen. Number 1, right? I don't understand how it is they can have all these carnival sets. Nobody have on a mask, right? But yet still, they're dogging all these little children that come to school with masks and put it on for 8 hours straight now, right? I don't understand that logic. Because I look at some videos on there and everybody there, people like they in carnival again, but no mask, nothing, boy. So I don't understand it. And these little children, when they come out of school, if it's just looking by Inshan, boy.
Yeah, but not only that, caller. What happens that there was a boat cruise or something, the whole boat was full. I am sure it was overpacked. And nobody has said nothing. The police are talking about that. But if I go and I outside and I'm in with 10 people, they're looking at charge. So you are absolutely right. I find schools, the children who don't want to wear on the mask, don't wear on the bloody mask in school.
Exactly. My second point, Inshan. This week I was reading an article on the papers, right? And McDonald Jacob talking about criminals specializing in home invasions, right? All right, all well and fine, right? The investigation done concerning Gary Griffith and the FUL scandal. Well, sign up people FUL, let they get a fireman, keep it now. So if people coming home by you in the night, now you have something to defend yourself and your family. I don't understand why it is people can't get a FUL sign out. Look how long now this investigation finished. What do they have to do for people to get a FUL again now? What you got to do? You got to make your own price now then.
Well, that is an allegation I can't say anything about. But
right, my third point then, John. If you, as a businessman, deposit a check for $4.4 million, what do you think the FIU going to do with you in Chan?
I did.
Yeah, understand what I'm telling you, right?
I did.
Anyway, you enjoy your night in Chan.
Thank you very much. I remember with the Express article, they say we deposit money and we didn't declare how the money, you know, we couldn't say where the money come from. We didn't give proper accounting, which was rubbish, which was a lie. We had all the receipts and everybody could validate that. And not only that, you go to the bank and you walk with $100 and I mentioned this. You walk with $100 by the cashier, by the counter and say, hey, I would like to deposit this to my account. Fill out this form for me, please. The form is about 42 pages long. You have to get an invoice from where you get our money from. You have to get the name of the person, their address, their telephone number, their shoe size, their mother name, their dog name, what they had for breakfast, dinner, and lunch, what type of vehicle they drive, where is the chassis number, how long they live in Trinidad and Tobago, which boat they come with, if it's the Fatal Razak or the Fatal Razak. In this country, you have to do that as a law-abiding citizen. But as a criminal, you could go into the banks and do billions of dollars in transaction and nobody asks a question. Nobody says anything because anything could go. All you feel it easy? That happened to me recently. I went to the bank, right? And here he had it, sir. The bank telling you you're not supposed to be buying US currency. Right? They say that it's central bank and the bank's responsibility. How about all those people in Port of Spain who have a sign on their store? We buy US at $7.25. We buy US at $7.50. We buy US at $6. People who have US now can't even get $7 for their US because people refusing to buy it now. Because what you going to do? You can't pack up the money. Because anytime you take US right now and you pack it up, what value is it? What value is it? Look, the other day, I approached the bank. I can't remember here. I can't remember the last time I get US from Republic Bank. I'm still trying to remember the last time I get money from Republic Bank. US. That was maybe months ago. And you're submitting bills. You're submitting invoice. You're begging. I started the used car business in Trinidad and Tobago. I was one of those that formulate the regulations. And I cannot even get US to bring in 3 cars. But it have men bringing in cars. 1 car valued 50 cars I used to bring and nobody questioning nothing. And not only that, let me mention this. Right? And like I said, when you call in, you can turn down the volume on your television, please. Right? Yeah. What happened is that one of the things that I wanted for you to check is that when you look at this whole thing with the used car industry, watch how certain people can bring in as much cars as they want. As much cars as they want without a problem. And I had written, in fact, I had spoken about that, and the ACIB, the Anti-Crime and Investigative Bureau, a gentleman came and said he would like to get a copy of my program. I said, how can I help you? They say they are investigating something that I said on the program in regards to suspected money laundering and all that. I said, okay, what I will do is that segment, I will cut out that segment and give it to you. No, we want to get the whole program and this and that. And what happened is that I received a call from someone telling me that don't give them it. They're trying to set you up. Imagine someone called me and told me do not give the ACIB a copy of my program because there are allegations that they would want to set me up. Set me up with what? I don't know. Because I have been set up so many times that, quite frankly, left, right, and center, they could choose to set me up in any different direction. So this is the reality of it. Right? So let me just welcome RPM Express to this segment. And remember, folks, RPM Express to this segment. Remember, for all your courier needs, you could check out RPM Express. And, okay, Asim, what happened is that, okay, nothing, I don't know if something is wrong with the lines, but what happened is that people say that they're calling the number and it's going to a different number. So I don't know what is going on because one is that for the past 2-3 weeks, Moody, we have realized that calls to our phones it's being redirected or the calls are just dying out. Meaning when they call the number, it's just hanging up. So I don't know if you're trying to get through on the phone lines and you're not getting through, because we have noticed for the last 2-3 weeks our caller load has dropped significantly simply because people were unable to get through the lines. And this is since this new digital system. Same thing they do with the front, right? Same thing they did with the front. So I don't know if your digital system not meshing with our digital system, but same thing they did to me with my company Rock in Bamboo here. They changed my 2 numbers, 663-4762 and 662-6403. Those 2 numbers, when they are calling from my office, here the hardest, sir. When you call, the number you're seeing, showing up, is one from Trinity and the other one from Crep. I don't even know those numbers. And those are the numbers assigned to my phone. So, 500 people about to lose their work in TSTT and the union saying that they will block it. Now, let me explain something to you. If TSTT believed that they could run with 500 employees less, doesn't that mean to say that you had 500 employees too much? Doesn't it say that the employees that you are planning to get rid of, what really was their purpose if you could get rid of them and still function? Just like WASA, TSTT is top heavy and they need to do something. So before, let me just take the second, okay, I'm going to take a break there. Hello? Hello?
Yes, good night.
Good night. Go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. You're live.
Yes, yes, Mr. Enchan, good night to you. And what I'm calling to tell you is that the line is being jammed, is one. And secondly, what you're speaking about the used car dealers in the country here is quite correct and true. There's a lot of people who would like to bring in vehicles and they can't do it, but yet certain people could bring as much as they want and know how expensive they want and at the price they want to sell it. So yeah, on your point about what you're speaking about it, thank you. Have a blessed night.
Thank you. Same thing I was telling about the lines. People trying to get through on the lines and they cannot get through. So something is definitely wrong. So guys, call TSTT tomorrow and tell them what's going on, because apparently when you have people who are trying to get through, you get a heavy caller load, something is wrong, because I'm getting WhatsApp messages about it, because I find it strange that calls not coming through. And what happened is that the gentleman verified that the lines are being jammed up. Let's try again. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, yes.
Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
Not too bad. Talk to me.
Right. Now, about 2 weeks ago, you spoke about shutting down the Defense Force.
Yes.
Right? Now, last week sometime on the news, there was a report where the Defense Force orchestra, steel orchestra,
went abroad.
Went to England.
Yes, and they come back with COVID.
COVID. How come the country didn't know when they were leaving to go to perform, but the country knew when they get COVID?
But this
and who sponsored? Who paid? What is the cost of that trip? And who paid for it? We taxpayers?
But this was saying, imagine we have a Defense Force and all they could do is play pan and run down people, woman.
This is the point.
They're serving no purpose.
With this, to respect with this trip.
But it wouldn't, that trip wouldn't cost a little bit, because to go to England is about 12,000 to 13,000. And not only that, you have hotel stay. Not only that, you have equipment. You need to pay excess for all that equipment you plan to carry.
That could run into millions of dollars, man. And we taxpayers paying for that. We want to know more about that. I want you to investigate that, Mr. Enchan.
No,
let me deal with that.
What you have said there opens a Pandora's box. What you have said there
we want to know.
Is absolutely correct.
Too much nonsense going on in this country. When they get COVID, we get to know. But when they were leaving, nobody know that they were going to perform.
But what you think about that $15 million, $20 billion Invaders Bay project that they have started to go again with?
Well, boy, that is our next big issue we need to deal with. And who is behind that?
With the government, UDCOT, because UDCOT is saying, all right, they're saying a benefit we. How that benefiting you?
That is benefiting me. I have to pay for that. I'm a taxpayer. I had to pay for that.
That's correct. That
You
is
understand? I
correct.
had to pay for that. So we need to know more. We are taxpayers. We need to know what's happening, man.
Thank you very much, Kola. Thank you so much. And of course, let me just welcome Built to Last to this segment. And of course, remember Built to Last for all your hardware and roof manufacturing needs. Remember, they can provide you with alu zinc. They can provide you the new wave sheets as well as the regular galvanized sheets. And every day, in fact, in most colors that you use these days, plus every hardware item that you can think about, they also stock it. And you could check them out for purlins, any size, decking sheets, any size. And they manufacture to suit your needs using grade A material only. So you can call them on 299-4076. That's 299-4076. They're located right there after the St. Mary's Junction there. You just go up south and you will see them right on the left-hand side, and there's manufacturing on the right-hand side. All right, so let me just, in fact, my throat is parched. So I'm going to take a break, and for those of you who have been trying to get in, okay, let me just take this call before we take a break again. Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, is this Breaking Barriers?
Yes, it is. Go ahead, please.
Inshan,
Yes, my brother.
good night to you.
Good night.
How we do some maths?
Go ahead.
Heinz say there are more than 12,000 illegal firearms in this country. Right? It have 4,200 members of the Defense Force and less than 6,500 police officers on the force. So what you're telling me is that it have more illegal firearms in this country than police and soldiers put together. The police collecting between 500 and 700 every year. So if we shut off Trinidad borders, that means that it will take them 15 years to get all off the street.
Well,
that is not a crisis.
No, well, according to their maths, no. According to the normal people maths, yes. But according to their maths, that would equal to 15 days.
Furthermore, right?
Go ahead.
The police going up in the hills and they raiding the local marijuana fields and they beating the chest. No problem. But on every block in Trinidad and Tobago, it have kush, cocaine, we have illegal firearms, ammunition, wild meat, over 40,000 Venezuelan, and last but not least, hand grenade, or as Alexander called them, pineapples. Isn't that a cause for concern in this country, sir? Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Right. Right, good. So let me, Asim, I just sent you two messages. And I continue to say that something has been going on over the last 4 or 5 weeks since we came back from our Ramadan break. We noticed that a lot of people have been trying to get through to the program and are unable to. And for me, I couldn't figure out why. I say maybe it is people don't know that we are back on. And what happens is that, yeah, just give me that. You know, some people saying, look, they are trying to, the calls are dropping to your program. They're trying to get to the calls. And that is just a few minutes ago. And look, someone is saying here, the phones are being tampered with deliberately. It's an act to affect your calls because you're exposing the corruption and publishing the truth. Right? So what happens is that I don't know if it's because of digital lines that it's difficult. But what we're going to do is that I'm going to call the CEO of TSCT tomorrow and let us investigate this because I don't want anybody interfering with my phone lines. Let me just, guys, let me take a break, and when we come back, remember you can still try to get 20 phone lines, 66383. Let's try 662-3160. Try that number, guys. When we come back, you could try 66. All right, let's go to our lines. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes.
You're live.
Can I dial your number and get you in one shot?
What's that?
I said, I called your number and I got you in the first dial I dialed.
Right,
I'm
but
listening to your program and I said, let me try.
Right, no, but but let
Okay.
me ask you a question. Do you have the digital system, or they have not updated your phone as yet?
No, I don't have the digital system.
Right, so I think it's something to do with digital, because unfortunately, that is what I just got a text there stating that their digital system and they're having problems getting on. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you so much. Let me just welcome Extra Care to this segment. And remember, as I said before, people spend hundreds of dollars on products with different brand names because of mass advertising when they can get similar or better products from Extra Care. Remember, you can check them out at supermarkets and mini-marts all over Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. We'll be back.
Ronix is a German tool brand. Ronix is a German tool brand.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
IBN can be viewed on the go now with the Airlink TV app for Google devices. Simply go to the Google Play Store, search for the Airlink TV app, download the app, click on the link and fill out the form. The account activation will be emailed or texted to the user. It's safe as no credit card is needed. The first 30 days are free and you can subscribe and receive a box for your TV to stream the same content.
All right, let's go straight to our lines. Hello? Hello?
Inshan, good night.
Good night.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I just trying to get some clarity.
Go ahead.
Is the government going to take the CCTV contract from TSTT and give it to next company? Are you aware about anything like that?
We are aware of several things. That is one of the things that we are aware of. And not only that, we are aware of the fact that things are happening in TSTT to cause a deliberate fall of TSTT so that the government could say, look, everything failing, we are going to privatize. That is what we are.
That is the fault of Dr. Rowley and Stuart Young.
No, let me tell you something. The fall of Dr. Rowley and Stuart Young supposed to be years ago, but Trinidadians, I can tell you, is a bunch of idiots. What happens is that you have a project, the Invaders Bay project, $15-20 billion going to be spent on something. We sit down on our backsides and we say, no problem, we go take it. And we talking about TSTT going to be the reason? TSTT wouldn't be the reason. People too stupid in this country, they will continue to support Dr. Rowley even if they are frothing at the mouth, because they will vote on race and they will vote on food card and they will vote on free rent, whether you like it or not.
So they are taking the contract from the estate police and giving it to Amalgamated.
Well,
that is what I'm hearing, Inshan?
Well, that is an allegation. But what happens is that, first off, if you look at how many small businesses have wrapped up and Amalgamated have now taken over, Amalgamated has now become the super contractor for security in Trinidad and Tobago. The amount, in fact, if you were to check the income that Amalgamated is earning every month, it is astounding, especially with the prisoner transport. One company should not be getting all this. You understand? Why it is we can't make 100 millionaires instead of 1 billionaire? We can't do that.
Inshan, that's a story by itself.
Correct.
I will leave it here.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you so much. Let's go to our lines again. Hello.
Inshallah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I want to discuss with you a little bit about national insurance. Boy, they are saying now that people living too long, and they're putting a strain on the national insurance system. Now, I don't know if when this was introduced in 1972, if they was hoping that people would have died as they reach age 60, so. And the NIB board, well, they call it NIB now, but the original name was NIS, National Insurance Scheme.
Yes.
And it's a real scheme. National insurance is a real scheme. They're paying 3 and 4 times the amount of money that building value. This Apsara building wrong in Savannah. They overpaid, they squandered our money, and now they're saying that people who entitled to the national insurance payment now, to the national insurance pension, they're putting a strain on the system because we're living too long. So like I say, I don't know if they was hoping that by the time we reach 60 and they don't collect all their money already, that you will die and they wouldn't have to pay nothing. They have squandered our money, and now they want, at the 11th hour now, they want to extend the retirement age to 65. So what's going to happen now, 5 years from now, when the people who are entitled to national insurance pension reach 65 now,
right,
and they have more people now to pay out. They're hatching money somewhere?
No,
they expect to make additional money somewhere?
But that is what COVID was designed to do. COVID was designed to destroy people with comorbidities. COVID was designed...
This national insurance thing have nothing to do with COVID.
But hold on. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. Because of the fact that there are so many elderly people around, one of the things that was said, and I was listening to a lecturer, not Rowley, I'm talking about somebody who I prefer to listen to, and what he was saying is that it was designed to get rid of the older people. So getting rid of the older people, if you get rid of them, who are you going to pay national insurance to?
Well, that scheme started in 1972.
What's that?
That scheme, NIS, National Insurance Scheme, that was the original name, eh?
Right.
They're trying to polish it now and say National Insurance Board.
Right, but
that scheme was started in 1972.
Right, but what happened is that recently they started to talk about age and all this drama, correct? Correct? All right, let's move on. Right? I understand what you're saying, but like I said, things happening worldwide are bigger than you and I. I'm not really a contributor to these conspiracy theories, but the fact is that I use a lot of common sense. Let's go back to our lines. Hello?
Hello, good night, Mr. Ishmael.
Good night, go ahead please.
First and foremost, I want to ask Almighty God to get health and strength.
Thank you,
to continue the work that you're doing for this nation.
All the best to you
some people will blame and say, well, you was PNM and you joined them and all kind of thing. But in the end of the day, it's about survival and humanity and what is good for the country. You understand? And at least you will come out and tell the people, whoever following the PNM right now is a bunch of people who don't want the betterment of the country. Now, I would continue the word of the last caller. The NIB.
Mm-hmm.
That national insurance money that you pay that money belongs to you. You understand? That money belongs to you. What they do, they take the money and they spend it about spending the money. They come and the same word they use about the COVID. They use COVID and they retrench people. The people ain't working. They're not contributed anymore. So they don't have no money now. So they want to try and raise the age the people now to continue working like myself for 65 years. You understand? Who are going to live to see 65 years? Really and truly. So they have something up the sleeve. You understand? Ishmael, let me tell you something. The people in this country, if they don't listen to you and they don't understand what's taking place now in our beautiful country of Trinidad and Tobago under this regime, God help us, God help us in the end of the day, my friend. You understand? So I ask the Trinidad and Tobagonian, or they wake up and smell, well, Tobago don't wake up already. Or they wake up and smell the coffee. Understand what is the betterment for your children, because what you happen with TSCT, you tell people
that you're going to send them all the security and then, but you're going to hire a next security firm. Why you don't keep the same security firm? You tell people them 400 and something workers going to go home, but you're going to find money to pay them, but you can't find money to keep them. You understand? So you see the hypocrisy of this administration. That's why I be telling people, an election have consequences, and the consequences today is the PNM people who vote for them. Shame on all you. I thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. But you see, there's the other side of the coin too that you must remember. And I said it and I will continue to say it. What are the options? What are the options in Trinidad? Duke? Not in hell. Not in hell. Duke, anytime you vote Duke in Trinidad, if it's Farley, I have no problems. But not in hell, Duke. No way, no way, no how. But not only that, when you look at the other side, all you know who I'm talking about. The reality of it is that people will vote on religion and they go vote on race like what they do with the PNM. Let's go again to our lines. Hello?
Yes, hello, Inson.
Yes, go ahead, please. You're live.
Yes, I just want to correct something that the last caller called about the National Insurance Scheme.
Go ahead.
Years ago, an actuary predicted through his mathematics and extrapolation that the national...
See what I tell you? You see what? I don't know what's going on with our phones. I don't know what's happening. It has been going on week after week after week, where we have been getting, like this calls dropping, this happening, that happening, and I apologize to our callers who have been trying to call in and unable to get through. I apologize for the nonsense, but this is what is happening. It has happened before, where I remember in between 2010 and up, my program, when people looking to see my program, it's off air on various networks, even though we are broadcasting here. You understand? Our telephone lines giving us hell, and it is now starting back. It is now starting back to rear its head again, where we are getting program breakdown, where we are getting our phone lines being blocked. And it only happens when the PNM is in power, because you see the PNM, and I say this without apology, when it comes to being stink, they are rated number one. They have it cork. They have it cork. And as I said before, and I don't need to repeat myself ad nauseum, I didn't vote the PNM in the last 2 years. In fact, in the last 2 years, I remained out of it, especially with the last local government election. But this local government election, a message needs to be sent. And that message is the PNM could go to hell. And the other message is that they cannot continue to do what they're doing to hide and protect the crooked police that they have been hiding and protecting. All right, so let me just welcome Miran to this segment. We'll take just about 2 final calls for those of you who could call in and could get in. Let me just say a special hello to a gentleman whom I had the honor of meeting recently, Dr. Chabinat Ramnarain, right there off Endeavour there. It's it has been such a tremendously long time that I've seen you, sir. And what happened is that it was indeed a pleasure. After, I think, 15 years or so, you have not gained 1 ounce, my dear brother. All the best to you, and all the best to your family as well. And, of course, the mango was top of the line. All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to thank Miran for sponsoring this segment. And, of course, remember, with Miran, you have condensed milk, you have sardine, you have rice, you have peas and carrots, and you have about 15, 20 different other products. And for those of you who would like to distribute Miran, you could call at 682-9903. That's 682-9903. Let's swing over to the other slide, guys. Right. Now, just to let you know, because of you guys outside there, this thing that we have, the guys, could we show that ad with the lawnmower with the wheels, please? The whacker with the wheels, that's sold out. So if you don't see this ad next week, it is because it's completely sold out. Right? So, yeah, this one here, that completely gone. In fact, I was supposed to keep one for myself. And my guys decided that I am not going to get any. So what happened is that I didn't get one for myself, and Moody, I think Moody, you wanted one too? You imagine you wanted one and you didn't get one. It's sold out completely. So sorry about that, guys. Totally sold out, and we'll try to see how soon we can get more in stock. And for those of you who are interested, what happened is that, like I said before, we have hired 2 husbands and wives to be salespeople where you could build up some income for the company. If you're interested, you could call me and let me know. 6844-762. We're looking for somebody to handle Deep South. And if you feel you can handle Deep South, you can contact me on 6844-762. All right, so this is where I have to wrap up the program because I need to take a break now and relax myself. So I would like to thank you so much. I promised that I would look into this whole thing with the TSTT and phone lines and see how we could get that sorted out so that things could resume back to a normal pace. All right, so God bless you, take care, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. On behalf of all of us, Assalamu alaikum and good evening, and looking forward to see you down at Baraka Grounds this Friday, Saturday and Sunday as we meet up at Brilliant, God willing, and of course all the other food places where you can come and relax with your family. Take care, Assalamu alaikum and good evening.
I know I'm waiting for something to happen to me. But this waiting comes with trials and challenges. Nothing in life is free. I wish that somehow you tell me out aloud that on that day I'll be okay. But we'll never know, 'cause that's not the way it works. Help me find